Hey, everybody, welcome to If You Don't Like That. I hope you're having a good day. NBA, NHL, we've got some Kings news. We got everything going on right here on If You Don't Like That. The Cavaliers, who lost the opening game to Indiana, are playing without three key players tonight, key guys, and they have a lead with 4 minutes left to go in the first half over the Pacers, 50-39. Good to have you here on If You Don't Like That. I'll give you the link. You got the QR code I'll put up over my shoulder. And again, if you want to get in on the program, give me a call. We'll put you right on. Love to talk to you. There is the link. You can give me a shout, and we will do it. Kings named B.J. Armstrong, assistant general manager. Looks like Mike Woodson, Bobby Jackson, Darius Ngila will be on the staff, among others. So we can talk about that. The games last night I wanted to talk about. I didn't know the Knicks won the championship last night. I mean, it's unbelievable, the reaction. I mean, it's one freaking game. I mean, and here's the other deal. Boston shot 15 of 60 from three. First of all, what are you doing taking 63-point attempts in a game? Like, if I'm a Knicks fan, Patrick just chimed in. If I'm a Knicks fan and I needed overtime to beat a team that shot that badly overall, and from three, I'd be a little nervous. I'd be a little nervous that the Celtics were 15 of 60 from three and still almost beat you. So I would kind of put your pom-poms down for a minute. You won one freaking game. That's it. You need four. All right? You need four. You won one. And then Mark Daigneault, the head coach of Oklahoma City, just showed me that he has no business coaching big games. Now, I know it's only one game, but that decision-making at the end of the game was about as bad as I've ever seen in a playoff game. That was horrible. Oklahoma City deserved to lose that game. Deserved to lose that game. Incredible. Patrick says, oh, no, I don't believe that at all, dude. My goal is to get to game 6. Yep, 45 missed threes. It is unbelievable. It's embarrassing for the league is what it is. And that's another reason why I watch hockey almost every single night. Now, the games were dramatic last night. I would give you that. They were, exciting because you had close finishes. But, I mean, I'm supposed to get excited watching a game where a team takes 63 pointers and only makes 15. Like, that's supposed to make me go, oh, wow, what a great level of basketball. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Was it exciting at the end? Yes. Great comeback? Yes. Down 20, you come back? Yeah, all of that. It's all good. But, boy, if I'm a Celtics fan, that's embarrassing. If I'm a Celtic, that's embarrassing. But I'm also looking at the big picture. You shoot that poorly the whole game, and you almost win? I'll tell you one thing, Madison Square Garden is going to be off the freaking hook for game 3, regardless of what happens in game 2. All right, again, you've got the Cavaliers leading Indiana with 3 minutes left to go in the half, 55-43. Coming up, you got the Warriors and the Wolves. Who do I like in that series? I think I like Golden State, to be honest with you. And, speaking about looking like you won a championship, I didn't like Anthony Edwards act after game 5 in L.A. the other night at all. He's got a lot to learn, man. He got to grow up. He got to grow up. It's very difficult for me to go against Steph Curry in the playoffs. I'll just say that. I wouldn't put it past Golden State to win this series. I really wouldn't. Health's obviously going to be a big factor. Going to be a big factor. All right, a lot of people have been hitting me up on social media asking me about the Kings. I'm thinking about all of the years that I've been in the NBA, thinking about an impact that an assistant general manager has made. Who's your owner? Who owns the team? There you have it. But as far as the assistant GM, like where I'm going to get excited over that, regardless of who it is. Get some good players and win some freaking games. You know, go get some good players. Go get a point guard. That's what you need. Stain wants to know my take on the Kings with Bobby Jackson and the assistant coach. I love Bobby. You've heard my. I was very open after they fired Mike Brown. I said I would have gone out and hired Bobby Jackson to be my interim head coach. I would have asked Philadelphia for permission to talk to him, and I would have gone in that direction. I think Bobby's much more qualified at this point in his career than Doug is for the head coaching position. So I've always been a fan of Bobby, and I knew that Bobby missed Sacramento. I know that Bobby Jackson loves being on the West Coast. He loves everything about Sacramento. He probably is coming from an unstable position in Philadelphia because one more year like that, regardless of what the reasons are, they'll fire that coaching staff in Philly. Philly's a really difficult place when you're not winning, man. It is a really difficult place. Very difficult. So that doesn't surprise me at all. I went over this on the show yesterday, the pros and cons if I'm Bobby Jackson. You know, how stable is the situation in Philadelphia? They're probably 1 year away from having an entirely new staff and a new head coach. That's Philadelphia for you. Doesn't matter that Nick Nurse won a championship in Toronto. Doesn't matter. It's just Philadelphia. Did it matter that Mike Brown was the unanimous coach of the year for the first time in NBA history only 2 seasons ago when he got fired? Nope. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you've done. So Bobby knows the situation inside and out in Philly. Has a chance to come back home. Has a chance to be in a familiar setting. And also, you know, if it doesn't work out for Doug, you have an owner who will do what he shouldn't do and bypass the associate head coach, and maybe he becomes the head coach. So, I mean, there's a lot to go over when you're Bobby Jackson. But I love Bobby. I've told you that. I'm a big fan of his, and I hope that whatever he ultimately ends up doing in his career long term, I hope it's exactly what he wants to do. So good news. Good news for him. All right, again, if you want to get in on the program, hit me up. You got the link right here. You got the QR code above my shoulder. All right, I want to get into the game again last night, particularly the Knicks game. So the finish, dramatic, great final play. Jalen Brunson just couldn't get it to fall. Game goes to overtime. You know, at that point, I'm thinking, you know, the Knicks just had their best chance to win, and they're probably not going to. But I give them a lot of credit for how they played on both sides of the floor. I don't think Patrick's going to he didn't badmouth Tom Thibodeau. That's not fair. But he was getting on Tibbs the other day, and I said, relax. Tibbs coached a hell of a game last night. I got to give him credit there. But he also wasn't responsible for the Celtics missing 45 threes, although the Knicks defense was pretty good. But come on. The Celtics missed open shots. And I doubt very much that's going to happen here when game 2 starts. I would be surprised if we're going to see that again. The Celtics are too good. They're not I can't see the Celtics losing back-to-back games on their home floor. I just can't. Can't see that at all. All right, they're getting towards the intermission in Cleveland, and it's 59-50. Again, 3 key players are out. Mobley, Garland, Hunter. 3 key guys, all not playing for Cleveland, and yet they're still able to lead going into the locker room at halftime. That's a pretty impressive half, I got to tell you. That's a very impressive half. To be out 3 key guys and your all-star starting point guard in a game that you absolutely have to win. You cannot be going back to Indiana. You cannot be going to Indiana down love 2. Can't do it. All right? Can't do it. Kyle says, Celtics fan here, 63s, Missoula ball at its finest. It's terrible is what it is, Kyle. It's awful basketball. Cleveland at the half lead 61-50. Like, you can't tell me, Kyle, that you enjoy that. If you're a basketball fan, you can't tell me that you enjoy that. And if you do, that you and I are on different planets. That's not the way the game's supposed to be played. It's ruining the game. Shouldn't say ruining the game. It's tarnishing the game. The league has completely lost its marbles with how the game's played now. And Adam Silver sits there and says the state of the game is excellent and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Do I think Jackson will have a major influence on the current roster? Could he foster structure within the team alongside Christie? No. Major influence on the roster? No. Who do I think's the MVP, Joker or SGA? I think SGA will win it. My gut feeling. And a lot of the reasons for that is a lot of the voters, because I used to vote, they're like, well, you know, it's very close. Joker's already won it a couple times. It's SGA's turn. That's the way it normally goes. Riley says, rest in peace to Dick Barnett. Great Nick. Napes, do you have any memories of him? Yeah, I used to love him. That whole team. You know, I was 10 years old when the Knicks won their first championship. Actually, 11. I used to listen to the games on radio every night with Marv Albert. I mean, those, you know, Walt Frazier, Dick Barnett, Dave DeBusschere, Bill Bradley, Willis Reed, Cazzie Russell, Phil Jackson. Those were the days, man. Those were the days. Those were phenomenal memories for me growing up as a Knicks fan. But Dick Barnett, great. Great. No doubt. Just tremendous. Really, really tremendous. Back to the game right now. Again, it's 61-50. The Cavaliers in pretty much I wouldn't call it a must win, but I think we all know it's, you lose your first 2 games at home, you're in deep trouble. You're in deep trouble. Cavs in that first half didn't really shoot the ball that well at 43%. Not very good. But you know what? They're doing what they have to do. They're doing what they have to do. 61-50 at the break. And again, coming up in a little bit, you've got the Warriors and the Timberwolves in game 1. It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. All right, don't forget about New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. They're available around the clock 24/7 for your plumbing needs and repairs. Give them a call. You've got the website. You can also go to newworksplumbing.com, NEWWRXplumbing.com, New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. All right, let's get to some phone calls. What's up, Rich? How are you, buddy?
Hey, man. Long time no talk, brother.
70 years old.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate your your shout out on that. I saw on Facebook. I really appreciate that, and had a great weekend. My son came over from Idaho Falls, one of my twin boys.
That's great.
40. Yeah, we had a great weekend, and so I just wanted to call you and thank you, and I'm sure I'm going to beat your next question. You're going to say, "Where are you going next?" Right?
Wow. Yeah,
you always ask me.
You know what? I was going to say, what's the first trip of your new decade of the 70s? Where are you going?
going to the Big Island to celebrate my wife's 70th.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good for you. That's nice.
We're kind of like Adam and Eve, born the same month, the same year.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's good. Congratulations on that. That's phenomenal. And that's a pretty nice place to go anytime, regardless of what you're celebrating.
Yeah. We have some friends that live right near Hilo, outside of Hilo, in a little town called Pahoa.
What is your favorite Hawaiian island?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't know. I
like Hawaii the best.
Well, my wife answered that
I heard her
question. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
She's sitting over there to my left. She goes, "I like Kauai the best." We actually did our last time we were there. We were in Kauai and we had a really great time. And we went out and saw. Well, we went to Maui. Oh, that's right. I can't keep track, man.
Yeah.
I'm just a cabana boy, man. She plans it all, and then we're going actually to Spain next month in June to celebrate our 33rd wedding anniversary.
Wow.
We're going to San Sebastian, where a lot of my ancestors are from.
Good for you. I love Spain. Spain's one of my favorite countries. Barcelona, in particular, is one of my favorite cities in the world.
Yeah. We'll be going through Barcelona towards the tail end of the trip. Yeah. So we met a bunch of people, about 6 people, when we were in Egypt, right? And they're all expats, and they live in a small town called, what's it called, honey? Alicante. Yeah. So we're going there after we spend about 4 or 5 nights in San Sebastian. So we're going to be on the road for about 3 weeks.
That's great. I'm happy for you. That's awesome. That is really, really awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. So did I hear that Bobby is going to be on as assistant coach now coming up?
It's not official yet, but that's what the word is. Yes.
That's the way it's looking. Okay. Well, I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's it's not the important part of what makes a team good or not.
Yeah.
It's the players and do they fit, and the players last year did not fit and everything else. So, I'm not going to go overboard on the coaching staff because, a lot of teams have excellent coaching staffs and don't win because they don't have the right players on the floor.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you real quick. I kind of want to tell you a really quick, cool story. Last time I was in Sacramento, I went into, I don't know if you've ever been into that memorabilia card store in Rockland. Yeah,
I have not.
Anyway, I went in there and I got a card for a player's card for oh my gosh. See, I'm getting old, man. I can't. But bottom line is that when I left, right before I left there, the guy handed me over a.
Was it Scott Pollard?
Yeah, Scott Pollard bobblehead. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was really cool. Yeah, yep. That kind of made my day. And how is Scott doing?
He's doing fabulous. He just played his first round of golf yesterday or the other day in a tournament, and he said it was just so phenomenal to be able to do something like that again. Wow. And so he's really doing well. I just talked to him 2 days ago, and he's so grateful for every day, and he's just doing awesome. Fabulous. He's the Grand Marshal of the Indianapolis 500 parade coming up. So,
oh wow,
yeah, yep.
That is great. That's great to hear, man.
Yep, he's doing great.
Yeah, it was Malik Monk. I got his rookie card. And I picked that up, and then the guy that owns the place gave me that bobblehead, and I'm like, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to touch base and thank you, man. It's good to hear you. I try but we've been traveling a lot. So anyway, but
good for you. Well, happy 70th. I hope your wife has a fabulous birthday. I don't know if I'll talk to you before you head over to the Big Island, but safe travels. Have a great trip, and hopefully we can catch up soon.
Okay. Thanks, Grant.
Than't you very much. Take care.
Take care.
Appreciate it, you Rich. Bye-bye. What a life, huh? Going here, going there. You can't even, you got a good life when you can't even keep track of where you've been. That's when you know you're doing well. Doesn't even, let's see. I can't remember. I can't, That's nice. That's when you know you're living large. When you've been to so many places, you can't even keep track of it. Yes. Scott's the cream of the crop. Yes, he is, Karen. I am so happy for Scott. And what a year it's been. What a couple of years it's been. Scott's maybe in my top 3 or 4 or 5 friends. And Scott is so loyal. He's a great friend. Scott, I'm blessed to have him in my life, and seeing him persevere through this entire chapter of his life has been beyond words, beyond impressive. Again, I'll never forget what it was like to be in his room in intensive care 18 hours after receiving his new heart and watching him get up out of bed and stand for the first time after undergoing his heart transplant. It was incredible. And I've learned a lot. I didn't realize all of the things that he would have to endure for the rest of his life, including the medications that are a daily regiment for the rest of his life, a 400% greater risk of skin cancer, his immune system compromised for the rest of his life because of the heart transplant. All these things I never knew, and I've learned a lot. So yeah, thanks for asking. I know he loves it when people ask, because he's grateful for his donors in general, and his new lease on life. What is my favorite island in the world or in Hawaii? I love Maui, but in the world, my favorite island. That's a great question. It would be somewhere in Thailand, but I'd have to pick out the one that's my favorite. The most beautiful island that I've ever been to is Phi Phi Island in Thailand. There's really nothing quite like that I've ever experienced. You got to go early in the morning to beat the crowds because it's now very touristy. But I was very blessed. I've been there 3 times, and 2 of the 3 times, there were only like 15 people there. And it's literally like heaven. I mean, it's hard to explain. I probably would put that, at number 1. But in Hawaii, I love Maui. That's great. All right. Again, if you want to get in on the program, do so. We'd love to have you on right here on If You Don't Like That. And we keep Rich. I assume you don't want to come on again. There you go. I didn't know if Rich wanted to come on again. Said I caught the team in the late 80s, 90s, but have much respect for the history. Riley says Phuket. I like Phuket, but Phi Phi Island is across from Phuket. It's Phiphi, not Pee. Phiphi, Phi Phi Island. I know Rich has been there because Rich called me from Phuket once, and I was like, Rich, you're in one of my favorite places in the world. I need to get on a plane and go join you. Yeah. I was like, I need to join you. I need to join you. Come on. How can I get over there? How can I get over there? How can I get over there? Ryan, you want to come on? Hello. Ryan.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Oh, thank you, sir, for taking my call. I didn't realize I would get on so fast.
No problem.
Kind of caught me off guard a little bit.
No problem.
Yeah. So, Grant, I just wanted to get your take. I've been listening to you for a while, and going into next season, I've been a Kings fan pretty much my whole life. It just seems really hard to get excited with the owner the way he is. You know what I mean? I'm trying to look for the positive things of it, but until that changes, I just see us going down this, dark path, so they say.
I don't have any hope. I don't see how you could have hope based on his tenure as owner and the way he runs the team. I'm very skeptical.
Yeah, I feel the exact same. I mean, it's been, I've been alive. I've been a fan. I'm 43, so I remember our glory days in the early 2000s, and yeah, I just see us. You know what I mean? Just far from that. Unfortunately, it
Yeah.
just just been a fan for a long time, so you just want to kind of hope there's some positive, but I'm just myself not seeing it. Unfortunately, I try not to be negative, but I'm yeah. So I just kind of wanted to get I know you've shared your thoughts on the subject many times before, but I
Yeah,
just kind of wanted to,
I think that it's going to be very, very difficult. I'm very skeptical.
Okay, well, what's your thoughts on who's going to go to the finals this year? I'm curious in the NBA.
Well, I still think Boston's got the best team in the East, and I still think they're going to beat the Knicks and advance. But and I think they probably have the best overall talent in the league right now. So I'm still thinking they're probably going to prevail in the West. I think Oklahoma City will find themselves, but I'll tell you, with the way the Warriors are playing right now and with their championship pedigree, I wouldn't put anything past them either.
I am with you 1,000% there. I was thinking the same thing. I think it's going to come down to Thunder and Golden State. I'm honestly though, I think Golden State's going to do it. I'm with you. I mean, just with the addition of Butler and how you said they've been there so many times. You know what I mean? Where we're the Thunder, they're still relatively young. I mean, they had a pretty good run last year, but they got beat by Dallas. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I can see Golden State going in there and beating them in 7. You know what I mean? And having a rematch from a couple years back with the Celtics and Golden State. I can definitely see that.
Injuries are also going to factor in. You got to stay healthy through this stretch. You got to stay healthy.
You're absolutely right. Well, thank you so much, sir, for taking my call.
Thank you. I really appreciate you, Ryan, and call again. All right.
Absolutely will, sir. You have a blessed afternoon. Thank you very much.
You too. Thank you. Appreciate that. Manny wants to know, how long is that flight? It's roughly 18 hours in the air, depending on what route you go. If you go West Coast, San Francisco, LA to Narita, depending on the wind, depending on whether it's San Francisco or LA, figure about 11 hours, 6 hours from Tokyo to Bangkok. If you go West Coast to Singapore, depending on the wind, that flight is roughly 16 hours. Then it's 2 hours to Bangkok. If you go to Hong Kong, again, depending on the wind, 14 to 15 hours. Then it's almost 3 hours to Bangkok. So Manny, it's basically 18 hours if you go from the West Coast. Yeah, it's a haul. It's a haul. There are no nonstops from the United States to Bangkok anymore. There used to be. Now, there's some talk that they're going to resume here in the near future. But as of right now, you have to go through one of the other Asian cities, Tokyo. You got to go through Seoul, Taipei, Singapore. I mean, so it's a long flight. It's a long flight. And the flight back home is the worst flight in the world because you're leaving one of the greatest places on planet Earth. And you're like, oh my God, I'm leaving. I have to go back to America. Seriously. It's like one of the worst experiences I've had is when I leave Thailand and come back here. When I come back here, I'm like depressed. Really, I'm not exaggerating. I'm depressed when I come back here compared to Thailand. Rich knows what I'm talking about. Not that Rich is depressed to go back to San Diego. I mean, he lives in one of the jewels of the world, but he knows what I'm talking about. Would I fly Airball 1 on that trip? Airball 1 would be in the ocean because it doesn't have the fuel capacity to even come close to going anywhere to even refuel. So that would never happen. We fans need to own the team and be on an input forum. Would be a lot better, Karen. That's for darn sure. It would be a lot better. Hey, Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Go to calusasunrise.com. And don't forget that right now, they are having a May special. That's right. Special prices in the month of May for these beautiful homes. No Mellorews, no homeowners. Good location, I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20, adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club. Sunrise Landing from Blazona Development. Again, check out their May special pricing going on right now. Go to CalusaSunrise.com. That is CalusaSunrise.com and check everything out. Speaking of checking out, hope you had a chance to watch the King's Court earlier with Rhino and Jerry Reynolds. If not, go check it out at your leisure. Yes. They are no longer the favorites. It's fun to root for Steph. As Manuel says, he's rooting for Golden State. I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm actually watching hockey primarily. I'll be watching the Vegas Edmonton game, which starts in an hour. Looking forward to that. Game 1 of that series, which should be amazing. Cleveland, with 2 minutes gone by in the third, now leads 67-54. Come home with the elephant pants. You know, I've never done that. I've got the shorts, but not the pants. But yeah, they're everywhere. That's exactly right. What are my favorite parts of Thailand? Bangkok. I love the islands. Koh Kood. I love Koh Kood. I love Koh Samet. Koh Samui. I mean, the islands of Thailand are just beautiful, spectacular. Oh, yes, I have been to Fiji. Bula. Bula. Love Fiji. Love Fiji. Fiji's right up there. If you said you can't pick an island in Thailand, I would pick an island in Fiji. Bula. Love Fiji. What a great, 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 great country. 10 hours nonstop, LA to Fiji, and then you probably have to take a connector if you're not going to stay on the main island. Is there anybody on the roster that's untradeable? I would think trading Frozen is a must, and I would get rid of Sabonis too. You mean, I don't know what you mean. Stat stuffer, but you can't block a shot. I'm not even sure why I even started to read that. Manuel says San Diego, lucky mofo. He's got a good life. Definitely. Got a good life. That's right. My dog's name is Bula. That's exactly right. And most of us enjoying the awful summers in Sacramento. It's dry, though. Again, I live in a very tropical climate with a lot of humidity. What do you like? You got to choose. Humidity can be a real pain in the you-know-what at times. That's for sure. It can really, the dry heat, man. You got to be, what really, just go hang out with Rich in San Diego. I mean, that's like a perfect climate. Go hang out with Rich. Go hang out with Rich. Boy, I give the Cavaliers a lot of credit on what they're doing. 74-58. This is a golden opportunity for Indiana with 3 key players being off the floor for Cleveland. And as of now, they're not able to take advantage of it. Have I been to New Zealand? No, it's on my bucket list along with Australia. I've not been down under yet. No doubt about it. 2 countries with the nicest people, Thailand and Fiji. No doubt. Very, very true. Very true. I also found that true of Vietnam. I didn't know what to expect when I went to Vietnam, but people there are unbelievable. But yeah, it's tough to beat the Thais and the Fijians. They are incredible. They are Manuel, you are right about that. They are so nice. Are alligators an issue where you live? I'd be terrified I live there. I live on the 18th floor, so I hope not. I hope not. No, they're not an issue. I mean, it depends where you live. But, I've got some friends that live in other areas of Florida, and, you have to have not because of alligators, but because of the bugs and everything. Your enclosed pool area with the screen and all of that. But no, I don't think it's an issue. I took a connector from Oahu to Fiji. Well, that's more than a connector. I don't know how to say that to you. That's a hell of a lot more than a connector. I think of a connector as like going from Maui to Honolulu. That's a connector. You don't call a plane from Oahu to Fiji a connector. Okay. All right. Oh, you cracked me up. That's pretty freaking funny. I got to tell you. That's very funny. What's not funny is when you are buying a home, selling a home, and you need someone that you can trust. You need somebody with a lot of experience. That's Connor at Element Mortgage. He will get the job done. He himself has closed many, 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 many loans. The team behind him, over 100 years of experience. Sacramento, grew up in Folsom, huge Kings fan. I'm going to put the number on the screen if you don't like using QR codes. 916-505-1006. That's 916-505-1006. Give Connor a call at Element Mortgage. All right. So we've got doubleheader in the NBA. You've got hockey going on. I can't wait to watch game 1 of Vegas at Edmonton. Cleveland up 17. Good start to this third quarter. 77-60. We'll see if they can hold on and close the deal. Close the deal. I will love the land down under. I cannot wait. I cannot wait someday to go to New Zealand. I want to go to Sydney. I want to go to Melbourne, but I really want to go to New Zealand. So if I do one, I'll do both. That's for sure. I'll definitely do both. Anyone that's listened to me or watched me over the years knows that my passion is traveling. I love talking to people from different cultures. I love learning about different cultures. I love seeing how people live in different parts of the world. I love different perspectives. I like, you learn a lot from traveling. And you learn that, the good old US of A is not as great as everyone says when, it's the greatest country in the world. There are parts of it that are great, but there are a lot of other parts of it that suck, where I wish that it would be more like some of the other countries that I visited. So, I'm sorry. I used to feel that way about the United States. I don't feel that way anymore. Living here is not the way it used to be, in my opinion. And when I travel and experience how other countries live, and there's no perfect place, by the way. I mean, no matter where you are, there are faults. As much as I love going to Thailand, they have faults, but the one thing that they do have, they have people that are incredibly nice with very little crime. It's very safe. There's no wokeness. There's no discrimination. It's just a nice environment where you can. It's difficult to put in words until you experience something like that. Napes, you need to do a weekly travel podcast. I would listen. I've actually thought about it. Patrick says, I appreciate the early show. Patrick, you should go back and watch the beginning of my show yesterday. I'm not going to give it away, Patrick, but I want you to go back and watch the first 60 seconds of my show yesterday. All right? The people are genuine. That's exactly right. There's no doubt. Unbelievable how genuine. You hit it right on the head. It's a breath of fresh air. It really is. Like living in a society where people are genuinely happy and nice and don't judge and don't have to have a nicer car or a nicer home than you, or, all this other crap. Oahu has direct flights on Fiji Airways. Just, I'm aware of that, but you don't call it a connector. Have I been around athletes who have had to endure serious chronic disabilities such as spinal cord injuries? I don't ever recall being around an athlete that's endured a spinal cord injury, but I was around Bobby Hurley after his near fatal accident, and to see his perseverance and rehabilitation was pretty eye-opening and amazing. Yeah. It would be so helpful to hear your travel tips. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have a lot of them. Have you ever been to Savannah, Georgia? Beautiful 3-4 day getaway. I've not been to Savannah. No, I have not. I have not. Tomorrow, I will not have a show. I've got a commitment, but I will be doing a show on Thursday and Friday. So keep that in mind. All right. And speaking of keeping in mind, if you are looking to sell your vehicle, David and Adam, two guys trying to do something different and better. You've got the information, the phone number, the email. If you're not looking to sell a vehicle, but you're looking to buy, well, go to edhmotors.com. David and Adam, with their decades of automotive experience, will get exactly what you're looking for. If you don't find it on their website, that's edhmotors.com. EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. You'll take delivery at the Town Center in El Dorado Hills at their beautiful auto lounge. Again, that's EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. All right, what do you think? Warriors or Timberwolves tonight? It is game one has not been friendly to the home team thus far in this round. And again, the game going on right now in Cleveland without three key players, and they're holding on. It is 81-67. 81-67. I got a rewards card due to your advice. Great information. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. So on my bucket list, yeah, I do want to go to New Zealand, and I do want to go to Australia. Definitely. That's next on my list. All right. Appreciate you. I'll be back Thursday. Enjoy the games, everybody. We'll talk to you soon right here on If You Don't Like That. Bye-bye.